Hi, welcome to Fish. First I seek him, and my name is Linda. This one I haven't prepared anything. Nope. You won't see an iPad, you won't see paper, you won't see the phone, you won't see, well, there is a Bible, but that's a little bit down the road here for that one. What this is today is a testimony. And the testimony is covering a span of almost 2.5 years. And the testimony is about fish, how fish originated, and how God worked in my life to bring me through and forward and just have this purpose with him. So how did it begin? Well, it began that years ago I used to preach on a boat. Yeah, I know it's kind of a weird thing. We lived on the boat for a while, a cruise ship. And on there, I started the church, and the church lasted for approximately 4.5 years. And I loved it. It was just such a purpose in my life. But like all things, there's a beginning and there's an end. And that came to an end. And then we were home on land for a while. And it's not like you could go out and buy a church, at least it wasn't for me, and then have people come and listen to the word. And that just didn't seem to fit in not only what God wanted me to do, but also I don't really buy into the whole church thing. I'm not saying they're wrong. I know on some of the videos it sounds like it. Look, any gathering under God is good. But we need to be out in the world is where he wants us, not to close ourselves in the church. And the church is also a business. You have bills to worry about and try to get people and money. And it's not over here. It's not what I wanted. So I realized in my prayer life, and in the Bible it says to ask. There are so many references to asking, so much scripture. Ask and you shall receive. God is just waiting for us to ask. So in my prayer, I started asking. And I was very specific. And I not only opened my heart and talked about my heart, but I also told him of my desire in his will and how I wanted to serve him. And if that was his will for me, let's make this happen, in his will, his time, his everything. I was ready. But God needed to work on me first. And that's a whole nother video. Because when God works on you, it's from an angle that you didn't expect. And it's from a way that you didn't see. And it's in a manner that you just didn't understand at the time, but now you see it unfold in such a beautiful and complete way. It's God, right? So he's going to work in that way. He works in the supernatural, but he comes here to work in the natural with us too. He works in both realms, all realms. He's God, he's spirit, he's sovereign. Okay, so in those 2 years, he was slowly prepping me, slowly giving me signs that this was going to happen. So every morning I go for a run. It's just a great way to wake up the day, and I pray when I'm on a run. And the first word that I received from God is a Hebrew letter, and it's a breath kind of letter. Now I only know this because I looked it up afterwards. I do not speak Hebrew, and Hebrew is an ancient language, and there's so much expression in it that just with English, we lack that expression that Hebrew has. So the first word, the letter, is the 16th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. There's 22 letters in there, and the 16th one is the Ayin, A-Y-I-N. And so I looked it up, and there's much to it. But the nutshell description or definition is the Ayin, when it's plural, is that the eyes of God are on you. When it's singular, it refers to the feminine, which is the might of God is upon you, the eye of might. And every time that I would see things from God, it was always with my left eye. It's been that ever since I was a child. And I had an accident years ago, back in 2009, where I was hit, and the scar, I cover it with makeup, the scar is the symbol of the Ein laying down. And so that was the first letter that he gave me. The eye of God is on you, the might of him. And I've always been attracted to that aspect of God. All of us are different. All of us relate to him in a different way. We come to God as we understand him. So the Ein. So a few weeks later, I'm out running again in the morning, and it's beautiful. And we're on vacation now, if you will. So I'm not in my normal running path, and it's fun. It's fun to have a different place. And I hear him, and he says, Asa, another Hebrew word. And I go look it up. And Asa means to create something out of something that's already there. So you see it in Genesis. Genesis has bara, B-A-R-A, which means to create something from nothing. And then Asa is to create something from already there, to accomplish. Okay? A few weeks go by, still, different path here, running. It's all very new. It's great. And I get another word. It's eth. And eth, another Hebrew word, is in his time. In the time. In the occurrence. All right. The following day and the following 3 days, 3 things happen. So the first, I'm running. Now, when I go for a run, not only I mention that I pray, but I wear a very large, very wide brim hat. I don't like the sun. I like to stay out, so I'm completely covered up when I go run. And with the hat, my vision is limited from the side and a little bit from the front because I have a tendency to look down. So I'm running, and all of a sudden this fish is in front of me on the ground. A fairly decent sized fish too. And I'm in shock, and I look up and I look around. There's no one around. There's no animals. There's no bird dropping it from the sky or anything that I can imagine. And I am freaking out. I am freaking out. So I just start running. And I turn around, I look back, and the fish is gone. The fish is gone. And God started talking to me. I am with you. I will make you fishers of men. I am with you. You will do this. I am with you. I am with you every step of the way. I am with you every step of the way. And I was just so thrilled. The next day, the next morning, I go out for a run. And at the end of the run, I look down, and there's a book. And I have it right here. It is Siddur, S-I-D-D-U-R, and with English translation. I'm going to hold it up here. And this is the book I found. God placed it on the bench. There's no one around, and this was there. The next morning, I go for a run. At the end of the run, I get another book. It's the New Testament answer book. So now I have the New Testament, and I have the Hebrew book. About 6 months later, I'm back home, and I'm thinking, I'm praying, I'm thinking, and then I hear fish. First I seek him. And I knew it. And so that's when, on my behalf, I started physically working here to get the website up and rolling. And that was actually my husband's answer. The night before, I was asking God, how do I get the word out? I don't want to write a book. I don't want to, I don't know how to do this. What do I do? And the next morning, I talked to my husband, and he goes, Linda, you are such a dinosaur. You need to start, upping your game and having social media in your world. I thought, oh, yeah, he's right. He is absolutely right. So, Fish was born. And wrote the sermons, started videotaping, got Facebook, got Instagram, and it has been wonderful. And it was a path that I thought I would never take. I didn't see it coming. So if you notice the earrings, okay, on my left is the Ein. the 16th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And then here is the fish with the cross in the tail and the ayin for the eye. And I have to say that it has been an incredible change of life. I read in the Bible that you are made anew in Him. And you are. I didn't understand it. I'm so different than what I was just 2.5 years ago. Never mind 10 years ago. Never mind 20 years ago. Ask. Ask. If you are wandering out there, if you are wandering out there, if you don't know, if you are searching, ask. Ask. Be specific. Give details. Give the wants of your heart to Him. Tell Him what you're thinking, right? Pursue Him. When we fall in love with someone, right? Don't we just think about them all the time? Don't we call them up all the time? Don't we want to go see them all the time? Don't we want to just spill our heart to them with our dreams, our thoughts, our passions? Right? We want to be validated in that person's eyes that we love. It's the same thing here. If you want to serve God, if you want to know Him better, if you don't understand, ask, pursue Him, open up, be willing. It happens. It truly happens. You may not think so, but it is so. And you gotta get yourself lined up with Him in body, mind, and soul. And what you do, and this is what I did for the first 30 days, you make time and you keep that time and you ask. You ask, you reveal, you talk, you think, you everything that you would do with someone that you love. So this is testimony of fish. First I seek Him. And I know God did this for me because there are so many things here that, well, I know personally when God works in my life, it's always something I don't like. He will get you out of your comfort zone. I don't like being videotaped. I don't like being photographed. I don't like social media. Writing a sermon is time consuming because I'm so busy. Seeing myself on camera is horrifying, and having to learn the computer is just mind-boggling. But I do it, and I do it willingly and gladly because I know it's for Him, and I know that He placed me here, and I know that I have the purpose, and that I just love Him so much. But if anything, if you need to understand how God works in your life, that is one clue right there. If it's everything that you don't want to do and everything that you're bad at. Because what happens with this is that you will see His glory. You will. There's no way I could public speak if it wasn't for Him. I pray before each video, and the video turns out just the way I like it. If I don't pray or I forget, I'm trying to get the numbers out there, get the videos up. It doesn't happen. I had it yesterday. I tried to videotape. I rushed it. My heart wasn't lined up with God, and nothing happened. So I went today, and I prayed, and got the word. And I asked. And here we are. So that's it for fish. First I seek Him. My name is Linda. And until next time.